Hey, 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 what's happening, everybody? How you doing? This is the Wright-Jones coming to you with Get Unstuck and Sexy with the Wright-Jones. Welcome to the show. The show is being brought to you by Keep Looking Up with B. Wright-Jones, LLC. And I'm so glad that you're here with us on this Thursday afternoon. If you would like to connect with me, you can do so. Facebook at B. Wright Jones, Instagram, Keep Looking Up 7, Twitter, Keep Looking Up with 2 P's, and my website is bwrightjones.com. The show is actually a replay from Power Conference 2022 that took place in January. I'm going to be sharing each week and highlighting the speakers from the conference. So enjoy, be enlightened, be encouraged, and remember always to keep looking up. Be blessed.
Hi, I'm Dionne Greaves, and welcome to Power Conference 2022. And today I'm here to talk to you about the benefits of having power thoughts. But before I get into that, I want to share a bit about who I am, what I do, and who I serve. So I'm a business launch specialist, and most people know me as the Mompreneur CEO because I help moms launch profitable online businesses using their own knowledge, skills, and expertise so that they can leverage their income, impact, and influence. All right. So that's a bit about me. And I also have a background in administration. By profession, I am an executive administrative specialist. And therefore, by default, you know by now that I'm balancing my career and my business, which makes me a mompreneur. So today, the benefits of having power thoughts. So what is a power thought? A power thought is anything positive that you can tell yourself to help you create a positive impact in your life and in the lives of others. And I know for some people, they might not even quite understand what it is. So I'm going to break it down even further for you. So most people have grown up with a negative narrative. Most people have told themselves lots of negative stories. Most people entertain lots of negative thoughts. And so in order to change that, we look at creating a power thought, which is something on the positive spectrum of things that makes you feel better about yourself. Because when you do that, it shapes your reality. All right. So why should we have power thoughts? Now, as a man thinks, so is he. And this is not me telling you this now. This is what the Bible says. This is what God says about us. As a man thinks, so is he. So basically what you're thinking, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, guess what? You can't. It's as simple as that. And that is the power of our thoughts. And I know this because I would have walked this out personally. I remember a point in my life, and not just a point in my life. If I'm very honest with you, I remember for most of my life wanting to become an entrepreneur. Because my vision for my life as early as high school is that I wanted to have my own business. I wanted to march to the beat of my own drum. And I knew this was something that I wanted to do for my life and not just work for somebody. And for many years, I was discouraged. I entertained thoughts that said to me, some thoughts that I brought to myself, other thoughts were thoughts that people would have said to me. Oh, so where are you going to get the money from? You know, what do you know about starting a business? All of those things. And I allow that to shape my narrative and to convince me that I could never become an entrepreneur. And for many years, it seemed as if my dream to become an entrepreneur was eluding me. All right. But when my son came on the scene 3 years ago, I got fresh inspiration. I got a newfound vision, and I was determined to pursue what I wanted. And yes, money is a part of business. You need money and stuff, but I was able to launch my business with no money and using my own knowledge, my own skills, and my own expertise. This is stuff that I would have gained from many years of experience on different jobs, right? And so I would have taken it upon myself to change my thought process around that, because I felt that newfound motivation in him being born. And I said, yes, I can. And yes, I must. I must do this. I must do it. And not only for myself, but I also was able to identify that being a career mom in the corporate space, there are other women out there like me who would want these types of opportunities, but feel afraid. So I began to tell myself that I was bold, that I was confident. So one of my power thoughts that I would say is, I am bold. I am confident. I am fearless. I can do great things, right? And so as I began to embrace that narrative for my life, things began to shift. Nothing seemed impossible. Things began to shift for me, so it's as simple as that. Power thoughts can help us change our negative narrative into an impactful, positive narrative. And I'm living proof of this. Now, how do we go about creating these power thoughts that I'm telling you about? So we create power thoughts by practicing gratitude. At least that's what I did. I came into a place where I recognized, okay, at the point when I started my business, I didn't have the financial resources to invest in a coach. I didn't have the financial resources to do a lot of things that I wanted to do, but I got into a position of thanking God for what I already had and began to meditate on the things that he would have given me, because God would have given me some visions concerning my future. And so I began to meditate on those things until they felt so real to me, right? So I began to go into that place of gratitude, thanking God for what I already would have received in the spirit that was about to be manifested physically. I began to say my affirmations every single day at multiple opportunities throughout the day. I would say those affirmations, right? And I also began to look for the positive lessons in every experience, right? This allowed me to become grateful. This allowed me to build my confidence. This allowed me to become empowered and to show up in the world as the Mompreneur CEO. So those power thoughts shifted the trajectory of my life, because there is power in what we think. So I want to stick a pin for a moment and ask you one question. What is the story that you're telling yourself? What is the narrative that you are telling yourself? And I want you to think carefully about this, because many times we are just going along and thinking all is well. But I want you to stop and think about what is the narrative that is currently shaping your life. And I want you to make some changes, because there's always room for improvement. So if your narrative seems to be negative, you can definitely make some improvement. If your narrative is already positive, trust me, there's still room for greater improvement, because as you go to different levels of elevation, you're going to have to strengthen that narrative. All right. So once again, I am Dionne Greaves, the Mompreneur CEO. And I am a business launch specialist to aspiring mompreneurs. And if you want to connect with me, if you want to know more about what I do, you can follow my personal pages on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me at Dionne S. Greaves. If you want to connect with me via email, you can send an email to info@DionneGreaves.com, or you can visit my website, www.DionneGreaves.com. Thank you so much for tuning into today's message, and I hope you continue to enjoy the remainder of today's conference.